This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, we take a closer look at a multi-million-dollar Southern Road improvement project that's proving to be unique. A clinical psychologist chimes in on opposition politician claims about the increase in the country's suicide statistics. And a group of bandit gardeners receives some help just in time for its spring planting efforts. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. Millions of dollars is being pumped into state highway improvements throughout Otago and Southland. It's part of a visiting drivers project aimed at making roads safer for foreigners and residents alike. And the concept is proving to be unique on a world scale.
Local highways are about to become busier as the summer tourist season approaches. That's got 15 agencies working on a visiting drivers project aimed at preventing crashes. The New Zealand Transport Agency is involved and says it's about identifying improvements to the transport system for overseas drivers.
And that involves working at the pre-booking stage, the booking stage, when the visitors are in flight to New Zealand, when they've arrived, and improvements to the actual road network on the ground.
The government's on board, as are police and territorial authorities, as well as rental vehicle organisations and tourism agencies. Harland says the project's targeted at Otago, Southland and Westland.
And the reason for that is that's where the highest proportion of crashes are occurring compared to local licence holders.
Nationally, the number of fatal and injury crashes involving foreign licence holders is only about 6%, but in the Deep South and Lower West Coast, that figure's as much as 25%. Harland says it's partly because roads in those areas are challenging and unlike what drivers overseas are used to. All partner organisations are contributing to the project's ongoing cost. The NZTA is putting in $25 million over the next 2 tourist seasons.
$1 million of that is going to be focused around an education campaign, and that's targeted particularly with overseas visitors in mind around our driving conditions and our roads being different, and also reminding New Zealanders about our host responsibility, because tourism is an important industry for us.
About $15 million is for actual road improvements on the state highway network. That includes things like slow vehicle lanes, pull-off areas, rumble strips and no passing lines. The money's being evenly divided between Otago, Southland and Westland.
And there's another $8.7 million which we've got on the table for co-investment with local government. Visitors use local roads and some of them can be improved from a safety perspective.
There are all sorts of apps and online tools that have been developed for foreign drivers through the project.
Nowhere else in the world has there been a combined effort to target visiting drivers to your country.
Some of the state highway improvements should be undertaken locally during summer. Ultimately, it's about making the roads safer for visitors and New Zealanders alike. Rosie Mannins, The South Today.
Ambulance officers are planning to go on strike in 2 weeks' time, aiming for better working conditions. More than 1,000 St John ambulance officers have given notice of the industrial action, in which there will be a ban on paperwork. Staff will still respond to call-outs, but the strike is expected to cost St John hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost invoicing. Union representatives say paramedics are overworked and conditions are dangerous for them as well as patients. Many often work 14-hour days, don't get adequate rest or meal breaks and are being expected to handle an increasing workload. St John is in the middle of collective bargaining with unions. New Zealand's suicide statistics for the last year are the highest since the Coroner's Office began recording provisional data 9 years ago. Some opposition politicians say it reflects a broken mental health system, but a Dunedin clinical psychologist believes it's not that simple.
579 New Zealanders took their own lives in the last year. The Chief Coroner has just released the latest annual suicide figures for the 2015-2016 period. They reflect the highest number of people choosing to take their own lives since this form of reporting began nearly a decade ago. Dunedin-based clinical psychologist Dr. Kumari Valentine says there are many factors that drive people to believing their choices are limited.
We know that depression and anxiety are risk factors for suicide. The antidote is being present, in being in the here and now, non-judgmentally, on purpose, aware.
She says although life is tough and full of struggles, there are always people who are keen to listen and help.
We get sucked into believing these thoughts in our mind that say the only way out is to end our life. There are people who really care and who will help get you through this.
The Green Party is laying the blame for the high number of people committing suicide on what it says is a broken mental health system. Dr. Valentine agrees that inadequate funding is an issue, but she's supportive of the health professionals at the coalface.
I think that funding for mental health services is fundamental. We need to invest in mental health services, in wellness services. Now, what I would say is the people working there are doing their very best and work to try and promote well-being for the people they work with.
She says one thing the health system needs to do more of is to increase awareness about help being available, and that there is no shame in seeking out mental health services. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
And anyone who's concerned about suicide can call Lifeline on 0800 543 354. More than 40 Southland meat workers are losing their jobs with Silver Fern Farms. The company is decommissioning its venison processing plant at Mossburn just ahead of the new killing season. It says axed workers in the northern Southland town can commute to other plants, and farmers in the area will continue to supply stock. But there is concern about the impact the plant closure will have on the small township and its local economy. Only about 200 people live in Mossburn. As a result of the closure, there will be longer seasons at 2 other Silver Fern Farms plants in the region. A Dunedin Community Garden Group has received some much-needed support for spring planting. The team has been preparing the garden since April and says it will bring benefits to a neighbourhood that really needs it.
A Pine Hill community garden at Dalmore Reserve has received some outside help. Kelly Allen and her team have been working since April to prepare for a spring planting. But when spring rolled around, they didn't have enough vegetation to populate the garden, so they reached out to Bunnings Warehouse.
So they came up today with lavenders and flowers and silver beet and zucchinis and 2 fruit trees.
The Dunedin City Council had provided the water plumbing for the reserve, but the tap required to access it was still missing. Along with some labour, Bunnings provided a tap free of charge. And Allen says their efforts will help the local community.
The produce, once it's ready to be used, it'll be distributed amongst the people that have actually worked in the garden, and then it'll go to the elderly and families in this area on the hill.
She says her neighbourhood is one of the lowest decile suburbs in Dunedin and is lacking in amenities. Those involved in the garden hope it will raise community spirits, giving people something to do in helping with its development. Team members call themselves the Dalmore Reserve Bandit Gardeners, and they have more plans for the surrounding area.
I got hold of the council and they showed me maps outlining the boundary of the reserve, and told me about this figure-8 track that they had some landscape architect draw up for them back in 2006, which would be great for us to have a walking track up here.
Allen says the council has floated the idea of turning the walking track development into a community work project for offenders. But the Bandit Gardeners would need to find some way of financing a portaloo. Jack Conroy, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, we go inside the country's Cafe of the Year, and a couple of old birds take delivery of their next project.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order Emu oil today.
The 2016 Dunedin Relay for Life will be held on the 19th and 20th of November at Forsyth Bar Stadium. The event will be full of fun, entertainment and team spirit. The Relay for Life is a 24-hour event where you and your team take part in walking a track to support local people affected by cancer.
Hi there, my name's John Moyle and I am a cancer survivor. I had cancer 10 years ago and I'll be all clear in December this year, 10 years, so it's a great accomplishment. The Cancer Society did amazing work in Otago and I've met made some good friends and met some good people through that. Relay for Life is one of their major fundraisers for the year, and I stress it's a really important people to get behind it. It's great fun, and since I've moved into Forsyth Bar, the weather's not an issue. So get amongst it, raise some money, get your friends and family, workmates together and get down and support the Relay for Life, because the things that Cancer Society do for the people in Otago in the way of services, providing support for families and people going through cancer treatment. And we want to see you down there at Forsyth Bar, raising lots of money, having lots of fun, November this year.
Hi, I'm Nick. This is my third relay. We've had lots of fun fundraising for the Relay for Life this year. We've been doing cheese rolls with real onion. We've been selling raffles and have a quiz night coming up, which we're busy collecting prizes for that. We've had so much fun doing this in the past years. Can't wait to do it again. Hope to see you there.
It's not too late to join in the fun. Register now, relayforlife.org.nz.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
Welcome back. Police are prosecuting a man in relation to a fatal car crash near Twizel earlier this year. The 44-year-old man faces 2 counts of dangerous driving causing death, as well as 4 charges of dangerous driving causing injury. A Christchurch woman and her 8-month-old son were killed in the crash on State Highway 8 between Twizel and Omarama in April. 5 others were injured in the 2-car collision, including a 10-year-old girl. The accused is due to appear in the Oamaru District Court late November. A Dunedin eatery and live music venue has just been honoured with a National Hospitality Award. The Dog with Two Tails in Moray Place won Cafe of the Year, and its owner says it's all down to that special Dunedin feel.
Celebrating hard work. Attention to detail and the quality customer service that staff provide are just 2 of the reasons Chris Wilson says Dog with Two Tails is Cafe of the Year. He accepted the accolade at the recent Hospitality New Zealand Awards in Auckland. Judges say the cafe is in keeping with the Dunedin feel.
So vintage style and having a lot of character. So in some ways I think being from Dunedin was helpful, because they saw that we weren't trying to do what other places are doing. We're doing things our own way.
And Wilson says that way is by being as creative as possible. making a space where the environment and decor are interesting.
But more than that, it's the culture that we have. So our staff are amazing, amazing team, genuinely friendly people, and it's important to us that everyone's welcome.
The coffee was described by one judge as the best she's had in New Zealand.
Although we're very flattered by that, we're also aware that we put a lot of work into getting the best beans, roast them as well as possible, and preparing them. We take our coffee very seriously, so it's nice to be acknowledged. Yeah.
The cafe isn't just about good coffee and exemplary food, it's also a cultural hub with music 4 nights a week. It's proving to be so popular, musicians are booked 3 months in advance. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Takahe conservation efforts are ramping up at the Orokonui Eco Sanctuary near Dunedin. Fertilised eggs from Tianau are being incubated by an old pair within the reserve, thanks to some intervention by staff. And there's hope another surprise egg will also hatch to boost the native birds' population.
Transporting some precious cargo. Conservation staff have just introduced 2 fertilised takahe eggs from Tianau to the Orokonui Eco Sanctuary near Dunedin. There, an older pair is responsible for incubating them until the young chicks are ready to hatch in about a week's time.
Every chick or fertile egg and chick produced and juvenile fledged is great for the program, and it enables us together with Fulton Hogan and Ngāi Tahu to work towards shifting these birds to a new recovery site somewhere in New Zealand and establishing a self-sustaining population. So we're really excited.
The old pair inside Orokonui was thought to be infertile, hence the egg swap. But in the process, staff found one of the pair's own eggs was fertile. That's now been given to a younger takahe pair in the lower reserve, as it's younger than the 2 eggs from Tianau and could be rejected if all are placed together. It was an exciting surprise for staff who are hoping for positive results.
It's fantastic. I mean, if that hatches, well, it's another takahe in the world, and that's got to be a good thing, of course, when there's so few of them.
To date, only 1 takahe chick has been raised at Orokonui to a juvenile fledged stage. Staff say the reserve's older surrogates, Paku and Kwaman, are unlikely parents.
Mum, her parents were siblings, so genetically inappropriate really for Paku to breed en masse. And Kwaman has been a bit of a dud for most of his 15 years or so. I mean, his previous relationship, if you can put it that way, produced something like 18 infertile eggs.
As a result, the chick from the pair's fertilised egg is unlikely to be kept at the Eco Sanctuary because it would be too genetically similar for insider breeding. But if it lives, it'll be welcomed by conservationists for release somewhere else in New Zealand. Rosie Mannins, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, we're on the streets in Balclutha to talk about improvements to the town's main street, and we'll check out weather for Thursday.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
The 2016 Dunedin Relay for Life will be held on the 19th and 20th of November at Forsyth Bar Stadium. The event will be full of fun, entertainment and team spirit. The Relay for Life is a 24-hour event where you and your team take part in walking a track to support local people affected by cancer.
Hi there, my name's John Moyle and I am a cancer survivor. I had cancer 10 years ago and I'll be all clear in December this year, 10 years, so it's a great accomplishment. The Cancer Society did amazing work in Otago and I've made some good friends and met some good people through that. Relay for Life is one of their major fundraisers for the year, and I stress it's really important people to get behind it. It's great fun, and since I've moved into Forsyth Bar, the weather's not an issue. So get amongst it, raise some money, get your friends and family, workmates together, and get down and support the Relay for Life, because the things that Cancer Society do for the people in Otago in the way of services, providing support for families and people going through cancer treatment. We want to see you down there at Forsyth Bar, raising lots of money, having lots of fun, November this year.
Hi, I'm Nick. This is my third relay. We've had lots of fun fundraising for the Relay for Life this year. We've been doing cheese rolls with real onion. We've been selling raffles and have a quiz night coming up, which we're busy collecting prizes for that. We've had so much fun doing this in the past years. Can't wait to do it again. Hope to see you there.
It's not too late to join in the fun. Register now, relayforlife.org.nz.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garador.
Here's something else to look forward to sinking your teeth into every weekend with the Otago Daily Times, the Weekend Mix, your guide to what's hot in fashion, entertainment, food and more. New weekend magazine in your ODT. Pick up your copy this Saturday.
Welcome back. Queenstown authorities are searching for a missing Australian man last seen near the resort yesterday afternoon. The 25-year-old was last spotted in the Ben Lomond walking track area at about 3 p.m. Police say a search and rescue operation has been ongoing since last night. The tourist is believed to be wearing blue Nike shoes, black sports leggings and a dark green North Face puffer jacket. Officers are asking members of the public in the Ben Lomond walking track area to keep an eye out for the Australian and to report any relevant information. We'll recap tonight's top stories on The South Today. Millions of dollars is being spent improving state highways in Otago and Southland as part of a wider Visiting Drivers project. New Zealand's annual suicide statistics are at their highest level since the collecting of such data began 9 years ago. And the gardening efforts of a small group of Pine Hill residents are set to provide benefits for the wider suburban community. And it's time now to take a look at what's going to be in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and the editor Barry Stewart has taken time out of his busy day to come and chat with us. Good evening.
It's my pleasure, Rebecca.
You've been waiting for the past half hour, let's be honest.
It's been the highlight of my afternoon so far, so thanks for the opportunity.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Students are stressed because exams are starting, so we offer some stress relief tips for those that are facing university examinations, etc. DCC planner sticks with recommendation not to protect the physio pool in the 2GP plan. And we have a story of another clown attack victim.
Oh dear.
Has come forward with a very frightening story. We have more on the Australian tourist missing in Queenstown. A big sports section tomorrow. A lot of interesting stories. The All Blacks are named, the Otago team's named for their semi-final match. Dan Carter has been cleared of doping, so that's a relief for everybody. The Black Caps versus India starts tonight, another one-dayer. Otago Cricket Association has announced a record 155,000 deficit, so that's not so good news.
No.
Plus a highlight, Brendan McCullum, former Black Cap captain and Otago boy. We have extracts from his book called Declared, so look out for those extracts. He talks about why he retired and World Cups and all those sorts of things. Interesting reading.
Okay, that's tomorrow's ODT. Thanks, Barry.
Thank you.
It's time now for tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorns Emu Oil.
And here is today's Southern View. It's taken of the incoming inclement weather storm over Dunedin late today, and it was impressive. To the situation, a weak low pressure system is forming on a front as it passes over tonight and tomorrow. It's sucking a colder southeast flow onto Otago and Southland, bringing snow and sleety showers. Let's find out now where that precipitation is going to fall. It's sleety showers and southerlies for Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore tomorrow, all just expecting a high of 6. Rain and sou'easters for Wanaka and Alexandra tomorrow, both on 7 degrees. Sleet and sou'easters for Queenstown with a high of 6, and sou'easters in Te Anau with rain clearing at 7 degrees. Rain with southerlies for both Timaru and Oamaru tomorrow, sou'easters and sleet for Twizel and Omarama, 7 degrees. Changeable spring weather is here. Never a dull day. In Dunedin, we're expecting periods of rain with cold southerlies. Tonight's low 9 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy with showers and southerlies for most of the day, clearing at night, a high of just 7. And on Friday, becoming fine and sunny with frosts possible at night, going for a high of 14. And look at that, -1 on Friday night. Let's hope it changes before then. At Invercargill tonight, periods of rain and cold southerlies with an overnight low of 7. Tomorrow, wintry showers with sleet at times. Showers easing though throughout the day, becoming fine at night, a high of 8 degrees. And on Friday, mostly fine and sunny with sou'westers dying out. Frosts possible at night, with a high of 15. And that is all from the team here at the South Today for Wednesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.